Hello, class. I wanted to create a few short videos to help you solve problems from section 2.5. Um, if you look on the module section of Canvas and you go to, I believe it's under weekly work, you'll see that there are additional practice problems for each section, 2.5, 2.6. So for 2.5, there's a sheet that you can look at, and there's extra problems here. And the answers are on the bottom of this sheet, okay? So it looks like they want us to solve the inequality and then graph the inequality. So I took the liberty of copying this sheet into a whiteboard that I have that I can write on. So I'm going to try to solve this using a tablet. So my handwriting is going to be even worse than normal, but I'm going to do my best. Using like a tablet pencil to write on my screen. So forgive the horrible handwriting you're about to see. Okay, so when we solve these equations, it's just, actually I called it an equation. When we solve these inequalities, it's just like solving an equation, right? Almost pretend that this is an equal sign, and you would try to get the variables to one side and the numbers to one side. So the first thing I might do here would be add 1 to both sides. So I'm left with a 2x. Right? We know negative 1 plus 1 is 0, is less than or equal to negative 9 plus 1 is negative 8. And just like a regular equation, to finish the problem, we would have to divide everything by 2. And we're left with x is less than or equal to negative 4. Okay, so that's us solving the inequality. But this is a two-part question. They're asking us to solve the inequality and then graph the inequality. So to graph it, I have to create a number line. All right, again, bear with me. I'm writing on my monitor. And so since this says x is less than or equal to negative 4, so maybe I'll write something like negative 5. This is negative 4, negative 3, and you get the point. Just a couple of numbers would be fine. And because of this less than or equal sign, it's going to be a closed dot. If there were no equal sign underneath the inequality, right? If this was just x is less than negative 4, it'd be an open circle. But because this is x is less than or equal to negative 4, it's going to be a closed circle on negative 4. So that's me doing my closed circle. And my graph, we're talking about all the values. X is less than or equal to negative 4. So x, numbers that are smaller than negative 4 would be to the left of negative 4. So I would just simply do something like this. And that would be good enough in terms of a graph, okay? So here's the solution to this inequality. X is less than or equal to negative 4. Here is the graph of this inequality using a number line. Okay, I'm going to ask you to do both of this on your next quiz. Your quiz will be take home, so hopefully this video will help you. Now I want to show you something. When you divide by a positive number, you don't touch this inequality symbol. But when you divide by a negative number, you have to flip the direction of the inequality symbol. So you notice how this inequality symbol is pointing to the left, pointing to the left, pointing to the left. Let's take a look at a problem where it's not going to point to the left. We're going to have to actually do something. So let me try the problem underneath. Oh, look at that. My work did not move. That was a surprise. Let me erase this. Hold on for one. Okay, clean that up. So the problem is similar, right? Slightly different, right? Whoops. Let's see if I can move this back. Right? The original problem we did looked like this. Now, all they did was they changed. So problem 1 and 2, the 2x is now negative, and the negative 1 is positive. All right, so let's see if I can right over here. But just get my eraser. It looks like there's some stuff here. So I'm trying to erase. All right, so let's give it a shot. This is number 2 on the additional problems packet. And here we go. So this time I'm going to subtract negative 1 from both sides. I think the last problem we added 1 to both sides. So I'm left with negative 2x is less than or equal to, what is that, negative 10? Now here's the key. Now I'm dividing by a negative. When you divide or multiply by a negative, you have to change the direction of the sign. So see how we were pointing to the left? Well, now we're pointing to the right. And that would be my final answer. X is greater than 5, okay? So when we divide by a negative, we have to flip the direction of the inequality sign. So let me now graph this, right? Because this is a two-part problem. We have to solve it and graph. So let's see, X is bigger than 5, so maybe I'll put like 5, 6. You don't have to go crazy here. Just a couple of numbers will do. And again, since this is greater than or equal to, it's a closed dot. Right? So there's my closed dot. And X is bigger than 5, right? Remember, the inequality always points to the smaller number. So the smaller number is 5, so X is going to be anything that's bigger than 5. So that's my graph. Okay, so that's it. All right. This will be part 1 of a multi-part series. I'm going to solve a few more problems from this handout, and then I'm going to solve the summary. Thank you for watching.